Hello, we said Buzz last time, and we're doing it. Buzz being a little bit of a weird character, in my opinion, since he's so heavily um, luck and payout based with his items. Like, you need the upgrades for the bees, you need the upgrades for um, not the upgrades, but the chance to get insects. There's just so much RNG involved with this character, which makes it kind of difficult. I feel like to make a good prediction, but in the end, a lot of time it will just come down to good planning. And I think one of the best builds on him is a Thorn build, which we already got a piece of. And the Thorn build also really likes the ginseng root combination with the rose, so getting one of those is not wrong as well. Now here's the first problem you run into: backspace. Especially when your items start to pay out, you tend to generate a lot more stuff than you can carry with you. So I always recommend prioritizing backspace with him, especially in the beginning, because just these little increments of gold that you get, they will push you over the edge in the late game. This is a very fast start to the spike build, which we still need a dagger for, and two more of these little spike pieces. Might be difficult to get them. We could also now switch over to the wooden club, which I think is better, especially since we're going to face Gideon, who's going to stack spikes, and we have a chance to remove those. Not that spikes are really that dangerous for us, since we're not really prioritizing on attacking with weapons, but nevertheless, it is an advantage to have, and it upgrades nicely into the right path. That's the reason why we're not going to invest in a second one, even though we could, but it will not pay out as well as upgrading it to the Bramble Bat later in the game. Which we're going to... Oh, now we should definitely upgrade this. Can't forget that. Still need our dagger, because then we can upgrade it to the Predator Teeth, and with the Predator Teeth into the Whip in the end, which is kind of the strongest items. It converts thorns into poison, I think, which we're already synergizing with poison, so having more of that is just plain better. Do enjoy myself some more cleanse, but yeah, let's just upgrade our Firefly. The Firefly upgrade tree is kind of tedious to do unless you get the fly back from the personal items, but like if you get them every now and then, they just slot into all the builds, similar to other items of that nature. Like most of the pets, I feel like, are kind of free. You just get them, they're gonna upgrade your damage like substantially, and you don't really have to do anything to make them fit into your build. Now we have the dagger that we were talking about. Still upgrading our bees, still getting more space. Bees upgrading, I'm rarely doing more bees than 4, because I think 4 is, or like you could do more, but 4 queens is, they just pump out insane damage already, and at that point it starts to kind of become redundant. Like, why would you go so hard into bees if you're not an explicit bee build? Could get this Firefly, and why not? And a mana payoff. Do we have anything that generates mana? I don't think so. We are still fishing for our second tusk. Might need another Briarthorn for later, so let's pick it up. Briarthorn also good against ranged with this, which is very important, because in the past you just if you go with thorns, you get crushed by ranged builds. But I would be surprised if we lose here because she just has 0 damage with her unupgraded bow. Well, would we like to see? I think we would like to see some more upgrades for our dagger, of course. Our bees don't really need updates anymore. More fireflies we also don't really need. Mostly backspace and expensive stuff, I would say, is what we should prioritize now. And some immunity can definitely serve that purpose. Let's go to the next round. Looks like it's bursty. See if we can survive this burst. Got at least a shield. I would say we're rolling quite high. I see a lot of pop-ups. Now the question, do we get the Frostwing? And I think we get the Frostwing. The Smoke Weaver is also very interesting, since it provides you a lot of attack speed. It's the question, would you rather speed up your own game or slow down the opponent's game? And in our case, actually with our thorns, I think speeding up our game is better. But it's costing us a lot of space, so let's see if we can't get just a little bit more space. I do enjoy myself one of those. We can almost afford it. Well, let's first of all set up a little bit of a field where all my bees are going to play. That way we can generate the most amount of haste possible, which is going to trigger our speed essence. And we should always make sure that our bag is filled out completely with its best possible items. I do want this scarab quite badly, so I think I'm selling this other piece so we have the space for it. Like I said, most pets, they just slot into any build, and particularly the Emerald Scab with his disrupting ability and the adding of dots, just gonna aid us a little bit more in our plan of poisoning out our opponents. So now we got this very awkwardly shaped thing. I'm gonna put you here just so I can still have the chance for more. There's a poison sphere. Could be interesting, but we're already quite strong. So let's just make sure we got space and still, well, on sale I'm definitely gonna get it. And on sale I am also going to upgrade one of my roses. Sounds good. Still need just that one little piece of thorn, this one tusk, for our thorn build to hit its final stage. But by the looks of it, we're still in a pretty powerful position. And we might even get to finish the firefly path, which doesn't happen too many times. The spider is interesting, but since we don't have necessarily the luck to get a poison leaf, we're just gonna leave the spider behind as well. Well, let's see, we get another upgrade, so we don't need fireflies anymore. We already reached the end of that path. So let's look for what we really want, which is more upgrades for our general stuff. And more bag upgrades, always useful as well. Lots of Celestes running around, and Celestes kind of don't like spikes, since they most of the time either have, unless they go the hammer path of course, but most of the time they go down the sword path, and the sword path just is so painful when you go down the wrong path, when you go down against a Thorns opponent. Do we get a little Withered Skull combination? What does it do again exactly? It provides energy. I think I like just the flat poison more, although the other thing prevents healing, which I am interested in. I don't think we're going to upgrade this bee anymore, so let's just get rid of it. Make space for something more useful, maybe. Like a cheap harp. Which we should definitely have the materials down here to make work. Let's use the skull and let's use this piece. And one of the things you immediately notice that you're having a good buzz build is once you start to be like, I don't need these sunflowers anymore. That means you've reached significant strength that you can get rid of those pieces. I like them for the beginning quite a lot because they get you the 5% 1 in 5 chance of getting an insect, which can really kickstart your builds. And then the little heal boost is also just can carry if you upgrade it a little bit in the shop. In general, I think the upgrading the items that have like a timer and a percent chance instead of the start of combat chance is generally preferable. Like I feel like the return on investment is a lot higher that way. So let's make sure that our stuff is still filled out to the max. We're reaching the point where we're gonna need some more pets. I'm not really willing to give up this sunflower yet. There's the missing piece for this. I can't say no to a 6th crown. That's just too efficient, even though we're not generating any mana. Well, we can generate mana with the random buffs, and 10 is an achievable goal. Mostly I just want to have the debuff, cleanse, and heal. So next round we're going to get the biggest fly, even though we're not even going for that. Yeah, this person even had a little bit of pet insurance, but we just overwhelmed him. Okay, let's see, we can... Well, this firefly has a little bit of an awkward shape, but I still want to enable it as much as possible. We're still missing out on our tusk, which is quite unfortunate, and the longer the game will go on, the less likely it is we're going to get one. Still want to have maximum capacity on everything else. Let's get this item just a little bit more invulnerability, can't hurt. And then we got to see how we can place all our stuff in a way that we can utilize everything. To be quite honest, it should be quite easy. Well, against the Chana, why not buy a little bit more cleanse? That's the only way Chana's going to kill us, if she's stacking up enough, and by the looks of it, was a good investment. It was a little bit more close. If we didn't have all that cleanse, we might have to run into problems. This is another queen bee in the making. And since we're apparently not going to get to our build unless we are starting to lose heart, let's just invest in more invulnerability, in more armor, and see if this build can ride us to the end, which against a Ronin, I think we have a good chance. So let's see. A lot of pets here. The drain is not going to help him, but it looks like he's a little bit stronger than I am almost. Let's see if our invulnerability can carry us. Well, he also had invulnerability. So we're going to have another end boss. But this time we have two queen bees. Could get another briar thorn. maybe a little bit more reliable way to get the speed. Could also get a flutter catcher. Let's see how much cash we have after selling. Definitely gonna get rid of one sunflower at the least. Kind of want to get rid of both. We don't need another armor thing. Yeah, I think, let's see it. This build looks very, very crafty, but not really focused. So we got our easy win, which means we only have one more opponent character to go through. Yeah, look at how much damage our thorns did. Debuffs is most important because we probably added another buff, bleed and poison to it. A little bit of chill, but most importantly, wow, didn't expect. I always am surprised how well this harp performs. Always surprised how well it does. It probably gave us a lot of buffs to a probably too spread out to really make out. Yeah, give us some luck and everything. Well, this is kind of my common buzz build. Never seems to fail. Like, go for the Firefly slowly, but it is not going to be like a carry. It's just going to be a nice support. Most of the time you can't even reach this point. Slowly build up the thorns. I really like the bramble bat. I think it is just a tremendously good item for that you can get very early. And yeah, just collect pets, right? That's what he's supposed to be good at. Thank you guys for watching. Next time, let's look at my Tink. Next time we're gonna play with Tink, and right now she's on rank. Just to make sure, no Tink here, no Tink here. There she is, 187. That's our Tink, the last character to get the 9 done. It's gonna be exciting. I'm also not very comfortable on Tink. I just pushed her in the last days so that at least she gets the bag to make it a little bit more easy for myself, like the starting bag upgrade you get at level 15, because that's helping tremendously with these kind of characters. Yeah, we'll see. Next time will be the decider if the challenge is done or if we have to restart. So stay tuned, keep watching, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.